Beloved brothers and sisters, question and answers. Um, we have another question here. Do angels exist? If yes, what are their connection with humans? Do angels exist? We have something that exists, and what exists, I'm going to explain to you. And there are things about what exists that are not real. What exists is spirit consciousness, awareness. And when it has gone through step down stages, then we have levels of consciousness. And in the human, for example, we have 7 centers in our bodies which are corresponding to levels of consciousness. So 7 levels of consciousness. And right from below, when our awareness descends to the lowest center of or level of consciousness, there we come as animals. The first and second levels of consciousness, we are in animal stage. And you can see some animals, they are in the lowest level. And the second part, certain animals, they are close to human consciousness. Then after these 2, you come to the third. The third level of consciousness and the fourth, they are for the human being. So when the spirit awareness is positioned in the third and the fourth levels of consciousness, then you are a human being. When you go to the 5th and the 6th centers, when the awareness, when the consciousness rises to the 5th and the 6th levels, then we go beyond human. And that level of consciousness is what people call angels, demigods. All over the world, they have different names for the same thing. And I want you to understand something. If you are at the human level, that is the third and the fourth, if you raise your consciousness to the 5th and the 6th, you are in the same consciousness of an angel. If you polarize, you settle your consciousness to the 5th and the 6th center, then you are in consciousness level that people normally label as angelic, angel. You may be in that state and you hold the physical body, but the frequency of the body is different because the consciousness is very high. So the body vibrates differently. And when you leave the body whilst in that state, then you become what people call angels or demigods. But as to the forms are due to what one has decided to do. Sometimes one stays in that state without coming down, and he's called a demigod. Demigod means half god. Now, if one decides to descend, like entering into service to help others, the same consciousness is now being called angel. You see, it depends on what that level of consciousness entity has chosen to do. And in fact, even the form of angels is part of the creations of the human. Whatever you focus on, if somebody is in that state, it's just like water. If you give it any form, any container, it will fill it. When you are in that level of consciousness, if you decide to keep in there, definitely you will not be taking forms which are having wings and all that. When you decide to come down, it's not that you have to take a form with wings, but people on the human level, they are in tune with creatures that move through sky, which are birds. The experience they have on the earth shows them that when you move through the sky as a human, then you need to have wings. But spirits don't have to. You see? Moving in that state of consciousness, you don't have to move with wings. But it's because the humans expect you to be a creature with wings, because you are flying through the sky, and it's only birds which have wings and they fly. So in that motion, these creatures are given wings, but that is given by the humans. They are not limited to wings. They take it because humans expect them to be having wings. When you are in that state of consciousness, any movement you are making, if it is based on a purpose, then you may adopt a form to fulfill the purpose. But for wings, for example, are not even necessary if humans were not expecting that. Because in that state of consciousness, the being has no weight. He has no weight, so that he has to have wings to fly. No weight. You see? So whatever we believe, whatever mindset we carry, in that state, it is made possible. Frankly speaking, if you imagine a form and you invoke a presence into it, something begins happening. So it's just like you gave the cup and water has been put in it. The living force has been placed in it. Most of the time when people are doing worship where they use forms and so on, they always have a process called installation. And in that process, they invoke the presence of the being into it. So that tells you that the being doesn't have a fixed form, and you have given it a fixed form. You see? And it picks it. The being picks it. That is the mystery of it. So whatever forms we are giving to these levels of consciousness, it will be fulfilled. It will be given to us. The same. People practice things we call invocations, and before they will do it, they have been given by those who have done it with fixed mentality, and therefore they will say, that being will come to you in this form. That being will come to you in this form. And sometimes they even want to tell the being, appear to me in this or that other form. That tells you the being is not fixed with a form. Sometimes they are told the being will come in the form of a lion. Okay. Now you can command it and tell, when coming, come as a human. And then it comes as a human. So it doesn't have a fixed form. So, beloved brothers and sisters, it is a level of consciousness. That one is true. But the form is given by humans. That is the thing. Long time, people have formed these ideas about beings. And the beings take those forms to approach humans. The same level of consciousness, you go to a certain part of the world, let's say the East, where they are not, in their mentality, they don't have like angel situation, but demigod. But it's the same level of consciousness, but a being comes as a demigod. Demigods don't have wings. The same level of consciousness, you come to the West, and it's a being with wings. You see? So these are things we need to understand. That the higher you go, the more you can't fix a form. It's even clear. The earthy element is lower than water when we talk about the elements. And because the earthy element is lower, it is more concrete, it takes form. This earth has a form. But when you come to water, it is difficult to say it has a form. You come to fire, air. The more you go to the subtler side, there is no form. One polarity, there is form. The other polarity, there is no form. That is it. And spirit is beyond form and formless. They came from the spirit. Mind cannot understand things which are beyond polarity. So you rise to spirit state, and all these forms and formless, they are not part of the experience. So the question, the person also said, if yes, what are their connection with humans? The whole existence is connected. Everything is connected to everything else. You are connected to everything. Others are connected to you. So levels of consciousness high, they are connected to the low. The low is connected to the high. So there is interconnection everywhere. Therefore, the level of consciousness called angels have a connection with the humans. And it is based on frequencies. If you pick a certain frequency, you are in harmony, you resonate with them. That is, if you are moving in the direction of evolution, they are in harmony with you. If you are going against evolution, they are not in harmony with you. See, because you are approaching higher levels of consciousness when you are evolving. And they behave like the way mothers behave when babies are trying to walk. Mothers attend to the baby, encourage the baby. So levels of consciousness that are high, like that of what we call angels or demigods, they attend to those who are also rising. That is what they are concerned about. They take interest because they are compassionate. So there is connection like that. Thank you.